Hey, what's up, everybody? Here with Patty B and Erroll. What's up, guys?
Yo, what's going on?
Hello.
Yo, we're here.
Very natural beginning.
No, we
but-
haven't been here for
Yeah.
20 minutes or anything like that.
You
No.
guys they were super early, and I was not prepared at all, but that's good.
We're patient.
How you guys? Are you patient with this strike? Segue.
Hey! End of week 4. What's up?
Going into week 5.
Oh my God, I don't know what to do with myself anymore.
I know, I'm so bored.
Yeah.
The first week, I was like super productive. So
Oh, yeah.
I remember we were in the MPL working on our stingers, and the second that it was like the second the strike was announced, I just stood up, like Control Command Q, and just fucking walked out of the studios, and that was it.
That's
I
it.
haven't sat down in the MPL since.
I heard Erroll was the only one in there saying that you guys should still finish your stinger. So
It was a good idea. I didn't, but no,
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I worked. I eventually did get them done, and I'm pretty proud of them. So
Yeah.
that's like that one little project. But there's like other things like, do I want to? It's like the incentive is sort of there, but not like enough to kick me in the butt and
There's
like
no-
to get going.
Just like we had projects due like yesterday,
Yeah.
and it's
There's
not like they got handed in or anything.
Yeah. There's
so-
no motivation at all.
No, so I don't know what they're gonna do as far as pushing that back. It's kind of unfair to everybody right now, but
Yeah.
That essay from anime class is never getting done, eh?
yeah, we took
there's
sci-fi
gen
anime
eds.
as our elective. It's the most ridiculous class I think I've ever been
I don't
in.
have to rewatch Astro Boy.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. We're
That's-
taking the quizzes together, and it's just like the most bullshit questions
Yeah.
about Astro Boy. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't care.
100%.
That's so weird. Yeah, I don't have to take any gen eds, which
Oh no.
I really like. Yeah, I did general arts and science
Oh, okay,
at
yeah.
Conestoga, so I'm exempt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you're not right out of high school, are you?
No, I've been out of high school for 5 years.
Oh, shit.
No, he's old. He's like my dad.
That's
if my
so
dad was
weird.
5 when he had me.
I like, yeah, I'm 4 years out of high school, and it's
Right.
weird going like when the Facebook like on this days come up and stuff from like 4 years ago
You see
comes out, and
memories
you're like,
stuff. Yeah.
wow, I'm like that felt like yesterday.
It's like,
And that's
man,
4 years.
why did I
ago.
think those sideburns were a good idea?
I rocked sideburns for a while because it's all that would grow on my face. So it's just like,
Like, I had them
praying.
down to my
Oh,
jawline.
I didn't have them. They would go to like here on me.
You doing the Movember?
Yeah, I'm just letting it grow back now. I
Yeah.
hated it. I hated it when I
Oh,
shaved.
Really?
But
Yeah,
I
too
hadn't
baby-faced.
shaved. Yeah, but I hadn't shaved for almost 3 years. Like it would have been 3 years in January that I hadn't
Okay.
shaved at all. So it needed to be done. But then it was weird because I hadn't seen my real face in almost 3 years. So I
Oh,
was just
yeah.
like,
Who
totally,
am I?
Yeah, I was
You
totally
can see all the
shocked.
imperfections
Yeah.
and every little crease. It's like,
It's like, oh, I forgot
want
I
it
have that
back.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I have a face.
Yeah, there's like so much maturity that happens in those 3 years,
Yeah.
like just like physically, that I didn't know was there.
That's hilarious. My great grandmother's 99, and she told my mother that she doesn't want to see me until I shave. So I'm like, too bad, Nana. You're not
Yeah.
seeing me till December. It's like, you don't have that much time left. You can't be picky, right? But even I went down the sterile, but I went to go visit her anyways, and she looks at my face and she's like, I don't know.
Oh, that's
Well,
awesome.
Yeah, so
You're like,
she's not gonna like it.
You're like 99 and stubborn, and I'm 19 and stubborn. So like, and I have more time to play this game than you do. So
she's had an extra 80 years to perfect the game of
Yeah,
being
this is
stubborn,
true.
though.
This
So
is
it's like,
true.
I'm not gonna win this.
and then she has the added guilt of being like, yeah, but I'm really old.
Like, like the woman turns 100 in like January, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any winning for me here.
That's
I might
fair.
not make it through the month. Just give in. I'll
That's-
do it for Nana. I can shave.
Quick shave. I mean, it'll grow back, I guess. Mine
Will it?
Will it? Yeah.
Not fast enough.
I haven't been out of high school for 4 years like you guys. Whatever. It's only been a year. I'm still working on it.
Oh man, that's yeah. I didn't like I had a big lag from out of high school to college.
Right.
It's weird. The years passed like so differently.
Did you find you had a hard time getting motivation going back too?
Yeah, well, it was weird. So like, out of high school, I moved to Kitchener because my brother was finishing school, and just like staying in Meaford was just not an option. You can't like get anything done there.
Right.
And then I found out about this program, so I was like, I'll just do general arts here. So I went to Conestoga from January to September, and I would just go and then come home. Like I didn't care, and it was like it's so easy, right? Like it was so easy. It was like high school again.
That's most people with general arts.
Yeah,
it's like
so,
not
like,
even like hard high school courses.
Yeah,
like,
it's super easy.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the freaking what was it? It was like academic and applied.
Yeah.
It's like the applied level course.
It is, yeah. And there's like there's a careers course and like my math teacher, I go for like the math course, which like pretty much like every week was just a different unit.
Right.
And then so how it worked was like this guy was like so boring. I was really glad he turned out to be like he had just that like 2 + 2 is 4, like kind of like tone and stuff. But he was literally like if you need help, come to class, but if you don't need help, don't come to class.
What?
And then he was like, there's tests like every 2 weeks. He's like, come do the test, but there's a practice test, and if you do well on the practice test, it's the same test. It's just different questions.
Yeah.
So like literally, it was just like I would have to go to this math class like every couple weeks, do the test, and then like go home.
Never
like,
go back
yeah.
again.
He was,
Yeah.
and it was like 8 a.m. Monday, so it was like I like never had to go to that class because the
man.
teacher was literally like, don't come.
Like 8 a.m.
you're
classes
totally
are the
fine.
worst too. Like,
Yeah.
and it sucks for us because Lab A, last semester, or actually, what was it? The second term, first year, we had engineering 8 a.m.
That's brutal. I had that too.
Yeah, and then we have it again this term,
Ah,
and that's just the one class where it's like I know I have to go, I have to be there. I
Yeah.
love that class, but I don't want to be there at 8 a.m. And like if anybody knows Rob, it's like he's ready to go. 8
Yeah.
a.m. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, guys, let's learn. And
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm fucking dead right now. I don't even want to look at a waveform, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah. Yeah, and engineering's like one of the more intense classes.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much info. And it's like 3 hours straight of like Rob's better with breaks though. Like Joe would never give breaks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was brutal. He'd be like, "You guys good?" I was like, "I guess. I don't know."
Once in a while,
Gotta
it's like he'll
impress
run out
him.
for a smoke.
Yeah.
But, like, it's like you
Yeah.
count your blessings when Joe needs a smoke.
Yeah.
You know?
But he smokes so fast that's not even like a break. He's
Yeah,
like he's
exactly.
back in like 2 minutes.
It's like 2
what?
minutes. Yeah. It's like you barely got your fly up from leaving the bathroom. It's like, oh shit, Joe's in.
No, he'll usually wait around though and just like, oh, make sure everyone gets back here.
Yeah. Yeah, I was lucky actually. I just have that 9 a.m. class on Fridays
Oh,
with
that's not bad.
Mike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that's like those are the guest lecture classes, but I've been pretty lucky.
I'm wondering what's going to happen with those because we've already
I
missed out on a bunch
know.
of them.
That's when I'm like that's one thing I'm most bummed out about.
I don't know. Do they like book them through the school year? Like they have them all booked in like.
I don't know.
Advanced?
I don't know. I was wondering if Mike would just do like if you guys want to come in and just do like a few a week kind of thing, like after class.
Yeah.
I don't know if he will or not, but
Oh, probably not.
Well, one of
But
the
I don't
cool
know.
things is like we'll have more money in the budget. So if it's not
Yeah.
booked in advance, maybe they'll bring in like bigger
Yeah.
people. Like I was
Yeah.
disappointed last year. Bob Ezrin was in town.
Yeah.
Producer of like Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
And Pink
Oh,
Floyd's The
yeah.
Wall.
I met him.
Yeah, no, we saw him down at that Soundtrack for Success or whatever
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
called. But they didn't have him come to Fanshawe for the
Yeah.
guest lecture. And that was so disappointing because it's like,
Yeah.
holy shit, it's Bob Ezrin. right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the thing at that event. That panel was only like an hour. And Bob like wouldn't answer the questions. He would just go off onto these like cool
Yeah.
tangents, which was awesome. But then like in 45 minutes, they're like, "Cool, so thanks, guys." And then like that was it. And it was
Yeah.
like I could listen to him talk forever. Like it was great stories. And
Did he even
stuff, but
stay for the question period afterwards?
I
Like
don't
that master whatever it was?
remember. I know because Carl and I left after that, and we went and talked to him for a bit. And I think he was like heading out.
Yeah, I think we
Oh,
stayed
yeah.
for a couple more panels after that.
Yeah,
He was there for the women's one for like 5 minutes.
Didn't they
Yeah.
have him sit in on that?
He was in on it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, why is he in on the women's rights panel? And I didn't really
Are
understand.
you saying
that.
men can't be there for women's rights?
That's not what I was
Oh,
saying.
we're going down
taking it out
this
of context,
road.
out of
We're going down
context.
this road.
This isn't a road we want to go down right now.
No.
I'm not awake enough to have answers to cover my mistakes. So
We can edit this, right?
one of those days, yeah.
No, I'm
We'll
leaving
fix it in post. We'll fix it in post.
Anything just like incriminating stays in the podcast.
Oh, goody.
I think like 90% of what
yeah.
I say is mostly incriminating on a daily basis anyways, so I'm kind of screwed coming on here.
That's fair. That's fair. That's the one thing I mean, it's my podcast, so anything I say that's incriminating,
You're like, oh, I'll
I can just cut that
cut
out.
that out.
Yeah.
Well,
or
leave this
just-
part where Patty's talking about fucking dogs.
Yeah.
Why not?
Just went down this
You still
weird
doing
rabbit
that?
hole.
Only Shih Tzus. Only
Yeah.
Shih Tzus.
Oh, okay.
Breed selective.
That's what? Okay.
You ever seen a Great Dane, man? Like,
They're big.
only Shih Tzus.
You can control them better that way, I guess.
They're moody though.
Shih Tzus? I've never experienced
We've
one.
only had Shih Tzus in our house.
Oh, really?
Fucking ankle biters, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really are.
Any of those small Shih Tzus, Chihuahuas.
Yeah.
Just ankle biters, yippers.
My uncle has, he has 2 dogs, but he's got a Jack Russell pug.
Oh fuck! I've got a story about that one.
Man, it's honestly the cutest dog I've ever seen in my life. What's your story?
So last year, the short version is I lived with my aunt and my uncle last year during
Yeah.
first year, and my aunt has a dog, which is a Jack Russell pug.
Okay.
So he's a jug
Yeah.
named, and his name is Doug.
Doug.
And Doug has the
course.
grossest underbite that you've ever seen.
Oh, see, mine
So-
does not look.
Right,
Like
we got
that.
cameras, so I can like make the face.
Yeah,
he's
do
always
it.
sitting there like,
Oh, really?
yeah, he's got
Julia,
this
go
gross like.
find the photo of my uncle's dog on my phone, and I'll show them this thing. It looks more like a Jack Russell.
Okay,
than
yeah.
a
See,
pug.
this thing, it looked like a Jack Russell and a pug hate fucked, and then was like cursed by Satan.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he
It's like
sheds.
the very top.
He would shed so much too. Like every time he moved, it was just like a little puff of hair, right? So everything in the upstairs was just coated in this
Yeah,
Jack
that
Russell
one.
pug hair. Oh my god. Okay, that's 1,000 times cuter than
That
the
is
one
Yeah.
I lived with.
cute dog.
Yeah.
And to top it all off, the dog was
snuggle him.
This dog was
Here, let me
stupid
see
as
that.
all hell too,
I'll
right? So
That's hilarious. This dog's like way too hyper. I don't know if that'll work, but I'll just in case
that's
if
the
people
Jack
want to see
Russell
it.
probably.
Yeah. And then they also have a Chihuahua, but they like found this Chihuahua, like in like an alley or something, and
Yeah.
it's like super old. They don't know how old it is, but it's super old. And they got glaucoma, and they had to like they didn't put
It's
it down
so
or
old,
anything.
like there's dust like
Like-
coming out of its joints.
It's
when it
literally like
walks.
it's weird. It's like shaped weird, and it like
Its
doesn't.
ass is
it
like
doesn't
prolapsed.
move.
It's
yeah.
like just falling out
It
of
like
itself.
doesn't move or anything, but they didn't like put it down. They got its eye removed,
Oh,
and so
Jesus.
this dog is just. And then I saw it right after the surgery, and it's like the stitches were still in and stuff. But then all of a sudden it was like super like chipper after it got its eye out. It was like moving around and stuff. But it's such a fragile dog. It's really strange.
It was looking at things from a new perspective.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was so weird. And then my uncle's like,
bad depth perception.
Depth perception.
if you sit on the side with the eye not like that the eye's out and you just
Yeah.
like pet it, it's like has to like turn all the way around and be like, what? My uncle's like, I better get at least 3 more years out of this dog, considering the amount
the
of money
effort he
I
put
spent.
into it,
Yeah, classic.
Let's find this like hardly moving dog in the alleyway. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm taking you.
Yeah.
You're mine now. I'm gonna make you live. Even if you suffer for 3 years, you're gonna live.
Just like put me out of my misery. Like, nope.
No.
We're gonna take your eyeball out actually, and you're gonna
You're
live
going
a
to
very happy
enjoy it.
life.
The dog is actually secretly depressed. Like,
Yeah.
like he leaves like a belt like on the back of the couch, and the dog's like trying to paw on it to tie it so he can hang himself. It's like, please just end my
Oh my
life.
goodness.
Trying to jump off the fucking
Yeah,
counter, but he's got no depth perception, so he can't even get up top.
Yeah.
So he's just depressed and suicidal.
Can't even kill myself. It's like that. You guys watching Big Mouth?
We
Oh my
watched it.
There's
Yeah.
that dog in like one of the episodes that's self-aware whenever it sees itself in the mirror.
Yeah.
So it's like
Oh,
this
he's-
crazy dog in there. Yeah.
That I'll have to admit that part was good. A lot of that show was just awkward.
It
You
was a
don't
really
like it?
interesting show, though.
I thought it was awesome.
Like, that's the kind of show I would show my kids when they're about 13, 14, because in a crude way, it covers everything I went through
Yeah.
as a
Horrible
young
parent.
I think that's why it's so funny. Like now.
I would not show that to anybody.
Oh man, it's so funny. I wasn't ready for it. I didn't know what it was.
I showed it to
just
my
put
mom.
it on. Really? oh
Oh.
man. It's so classic. If you haven't seen Big Mouth, you gotta watch Big Mouth.
Yeah,
It's like,
fantastic.
especially like, yeah, at like 19 or like 21 or whatever, because it's like,
Yeah.
it's a long enough away where like all that stuff isn't embarrassing anymore. But you're like, because you can just be like, oh yeah, like
I
that's-
remember that. Yeah, that
Oh,
happened.
jeez.
Nocturnal emissions, man.
Oh, there's so many great lines on that.
It's almost all entirely Nick Kroll, but then everybody who isn't, it's just such a great voice. Like it's got like John Mulaney and Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Who else? Will Arnett, maybe? No, not Will Arnett.
No. It's Jason Mantzoukas is I think.
Oh,
his
the guy
last
from
name.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
He's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, he's Jay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's got a fantastic voice cast.
Yeah.
Get 2 bags of pasta.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's I like Coach Steve though too. He's like just so stupid.
I think the funniest part of that is like afterwards he fucks in between the bags of pasta and then microwaves it and eats it.
Yeah. What do you do with it afterwards? I eat it. It's in the bags.
No contamination, man. I think the weirdest part of that show is that whole like subplot where he had a kid with a pillow.
Yeah,
And I'm
know.
I couldn't relate to that. I couldn't say that was ever something that happened to me as a kid.
I was ready for there to be like, for it just to like not be real. Or, like I was waiting for some kind of like twist at the end of the episode.
Like he accidentally ate shrooms from his brothers.
Something like that.
Weird.
But it was just like, no, the pillow's alive.
And then it was like a recurring theme later in the series, and I'm like, what? Who thought of this?
So weird. And then he like fucks the bath mat at the end of the episode when he finds
soggy
it.
bath mat. It's used up
like,
pork.
Like I have athlete's foot, and he's like,
I don't care.
Oh yeah, it's really fucked up. I don't know if we're selling this show for anybody, but
I hope so.
I
man.
definitely
it's
recommend
fantastic.
it.
It's only like 9 episodes,
yeah,
and it ends with a bar mitzvah. So
yeah, it's classic.
does.
It's so good.
anything that ends with a bar mitzvah is classic.
No, I think just because how I grew up, I'm not exactly like most.
Like Patty B.
I'm not like Patty B. Let's put it that way.
It's a different degree of fucking.
No, I don't know. I just kind of grew up. Well, mind you, I grew up in a Christian home,
Right.
and I don't know if that had any influence. But every time I heard like
Probably.
sick jokes like that, it's like that's disgusting.
Jeez,
That's
what
so
happened
good.
to you, man?
What happened to me? I grew up to be a responsible adult,
And
who
you live
paid-
with me.
Yeah.
No, you live with me. It's more my house. I've been
Oh.
there a year already.
Okay, so
I'm
we'll
not
have
trapped
a
in here with
we'll
you
have a
guys.
therapy
You're trapped
session.
in here with me.
I cut the grass. I clean up the floor,
Thanks, Dad.
and I cook you dinner.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh, he's cooking you dinner?
I bought wine.
Oh, that sounds
That's
like a
true.
nice little.
We kind of like split on everything.
Is it just you two, or is there other?
There's a couple other guys. There's one guy in the basement who fucked off when the strike started, and
Okay.
he's moving out on the 20th too. So
Oh.
we don't know what happened to him.
Okay.
Then my friend Matt lives with us. He's
Okay.
in TV and film.
Okay.
And then we have a guy from Nigeria actually,
Oh.
who just like a rando that our landlord put in. So
Well,
it's not a bad house.
He knew the guys next door who used to live in our house.
Yeah. There was some guys who lived with Erroll last year that he knew. So,
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of worked that way. But we're just kind of, I don't want to say we're cliquey, but
Yeah.
it's kind of just the 3 of us
Right. Yeah.
mostly. Yeah. So a lot of family dinners, and
Oh, that's awesome.
Family
Yeah.
dinners.
So cute.
it's not gay at all,
we
babe.
don't do any family dinners here.
No,
We have
so
dinner-
many of
we
you,
have
like,
dinner
I'm surprised.
parties.
Too many people. Yeah, we could for sure do it. They watch movies. I don't really hang out with them a lot, actually.
No, just kind of sit isolated in your basement.
I actually have I have a good deal. I just pretty much go up whenever I want.
That
And
works.
then, they're
Yeah.
always like, "Hey, we're watching a movie." I'm like, "Okay."
Okay, I'm not. That's great. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. I
Well,
don't know.
it's just nice because when you're making dinner, you don't have to make just for yourself.
Right.
It's like, well, what am I going to do with these leftovers? Like, I guess keep them forever. But I always feel weird when I make pasta and there's so much of it. It's like, well, I got to eat it all now. I mean, what else am I going to do with
But
it?
you're not alone when you eat either, and that's kind of nice. It's
That's
just
true,
a sense
yeah.
of not being alone.
Yeah.
Like I lived with my aunt and uncle last year, but I was mostly alone. Like,
Right.
Erroll had roommates, but none of them were in MIA.
Yeah.
So it was the same kind of thing.
They were very
Secluded.
secluded, is the right word.
Yeah.
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 I
Well,
like talking with them, but they were always just like, hey, do you want some of this Buruncool? And it's like, no, I'm good. What's wrong with kale, potatoes, and sausage? Come on.
yeah, it's weird. Yeah, like I was in res last year.
Yeah.
I was friends with the one guy. Tyler was cool. Like my room situation was weird. There was like a hockey bro on the other side,
Okay.
and he was nice, but then I like when he figured out that like the rest of us weren't like go out and like get fucked up every night. He was like, he was cool, but like we never really talked. And then I had this like,
It's like, hey man, who wants to fucking go to Steve's?
Yeah.
Get fucked up, man. And it's-
yeah, and I was
down
like,
the beef.
"No." I was like, yeah, I know people like you from my hometown, and I don't like hockey bros, but anyway, he was a nice dude.
Just like the most awkward conversation with this guy. Yeah, you're really cool, but I don't like hockey bros.
But your lifestyle does not click with me.
Yeah, we can't be friends.
Well, like in Meaford, there was a hockey. It was like a junior B team or something.
Right.
But these guys were losers. Like they were like in their 20s, and like I'm still going to the NHL, and it's like, I mean, like I don't like being that guy because like we're all musicians, and like you
Yeah.
know, but it's also like
surreal.
you have like a better chance. You have to keep plugging away at being a musician with like sports. If you're like 22,
You reach your peak
Yeah.
at like
and
23.
you're not
and
in the
you're done.
OHL, you're like kind of fucked.
Yeah.
And these guys were just dicks. But they would come. It started when I was in grade 12, and they would just come to like our parties and like ruin them. Then all these girls were like, "Oh, I love hockey." And we're like, "Fuck you!" Like, no, you don't.
Do you just live in the show of Letterkenny?
Actually, it's similar. It's very similar. It's not as like.
Oh, there's a funny show.
It's not as rural.
Yeah.
Rural. But like it's
Country.
it's pretty similar. Yeah. Like I actually also don't. There's like a fourth group in Meaford. There's like the country guys or like the good guys in Letterkenny.
Yeah.
But there's like people more like me that are like, we're not really country, but we're also not like the hockey guys either.
Yeah.
And like we're the good guys because like the
So you're
country
the
kids were
skids?
like weird too.
Yeah,
Right?
like I grew
But-
up about 40 minutes away from London, so I'm just kind of
Right.
south from here.
Yeah.
And that whole area is very hick oriented.
Right.
I grew up in a town of like 200 people, 200-acre farm.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like a farm boy.
Yeah.
You know? And there's all these other guys, and especially I worked at a variety store over the summer, so
Okay.
I would see a lot of them, and they all
Yeah.
come in with wearing camo, and they'd have some chew under their lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a package on player blues,
Yeah.
please. And I'm like, oh, you guys are just so the image.
Yeah.
But I went to high school with all these guys, and it was just like a culture then.
Yeah.
All these
Oh,
girls,
yeah.
like all the girls were specifically just into hit culture. It's like
Yeah.
they all wore camo. They only dug guys if they played football and rode ATVs. And
Yeah.
Like, I play guitar and sit in
Yeah.
my room. And that's it. It's
The-
like, sorry.
Yeah, I totally relate to that.
Yeah.
There was one party that we went to I think it was even after high school, maybe the year after high school. There was this guy John, who I really liked John, but he was the hick guy.
Yeah.
Like one time he rolled up on at a party, and I was like, "John, what's on the back of your truck?" And he's like, "That's a hot tub." And I'm like, you got a hot tub on the back of your truck? He goes, "Yeah, man, like we haven't figured it out yet, but like I got it installed." like okay, so that's like the type
Wait,
of
in
guy.
the truck?
Like on the back of his truck, he like there was a hot tub, but
They
like
installed
not like
a hot tub,
not like
not
he
full.
bought a hot tub, like they like made a hot tub from scratch.
Oh,
And
okay.
so he could like drive around. I don't know if it ever worked out, but that was like the type of guy this dude was. So he has a party like on his farm.
Like seatbelts in the hot
Yeah,
tub.
and we show up to the party, and we're all just like, "Oh my god, this is what everybody thinks a Meaford party is." Like there was like all those guys were like riding dirt bikes with their shirts off, like hammered,
Yeah.
with like a Bud Light in their hand, and like girls were like on them, and we're like, "Oh, somebody's gonna die for sure tonight. Somebody's gonna die." And like the dogs were like racing around like the dirt bikes and stuff, and then they were burning tires, and we're like, "What the fuck is happening right now? This is the most hick party I've ever been to."
It's like that was the whole reason I didn't go to my schools after prom, because I just knew the whole thing was just going to be a hick party for
Yeah.
the most part. And I'm honest to God so glad that probably nobody that I went to high school with will hear this.
Yeah.
So, so I'm safe. I'm home free. I can talk about this shit and not get any fallback from it. But I just had no desire to go. Like none of my friends wanted to go, and I'm like, it's just going to be a bunch of people in camo drinking Bush. And
Right.
that's so not what I'm about.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather be in a nice V-neck drinking raspberry Smirnoff.
That's hilarious.
What's your drink of choice?
My drink of choice? I don't know. I'm not like a liquor guy.
I don't know.
Yeah. For like, I like craft beers. So like right now, my favorite is actually that Lost Crafts Crimson stuff. I really like
Okay,
that.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite right now for like beer. I don't know though, for liquor, my uncle found this like vanilla cinnamon Jaeger.
Oh.
And it's not the same as it's like whiskey, like you would drink it like whiskey. It's not like actual Jaeger. It's really good. So yeah, that's my drink of choice. What's your drink of choice?
Erroll, what's your drink of choice?
Oh, no, why do I have to go first?
I don't know, you fucking lush. Why don't you tell us?
Errol's a party animal. If you haven't already been able to tell,
Yeah, like getting lit on
we
the
can't
weekends.
control him.
Yeah, you
No,
fucking weekend warrior.
No, I am on the philosophy of I like to drink for taste.
Okay, but what's your
not-
drink of choice? Come on, just answer the
Okay,
question.
That's the thing. There's a bunch of things. I'm still experimenting.
For taste.
It's
I
sake.
like-
He likes sake.
I like sake.
Okay.
I like
Of course he
Guinness. I
likes
like
sake.
stouts, and I like IPA. Oh, and cider.
Bone shaker.
I don't like Bone Shaker.
I've
never had
I
Bone
love my
Shaker.
Bone Shaker.
Bone shaker's good.
I've not heard good things about Bone
Really?
Shaker. You two are the first people to tell me that you like Bone
Okay,
Shaker.
my
That's
my,
because
yeah.
everyone who says it is a pansy.
Gotta be it, man. Oh, shit. My one brother lives in Newfoundland, and
Okay.
you can't get Bone Shaker for cheap there because like they have to import everything.
Okay.
So he came back to Ontario in the summer. We went down to the LCBO, and he's just like grabbing cans off the shelf. It's like, it's so cheap. I want it all.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I used to drink a lot of rum, but I just don't have the tolerance for it anymore.
Right.
And there's so much sugar in rum too. That you get
Yeah.
so hungover the next morning, and there's really no point.
Yeah. The reason I don't really like liquor is because I drink fast.
Oh.
So like if I drank liquor and was like chasing it and stuff, it would just be like so much pop and like
Yeah.
so much alcohol. And just like with beer, I kind of just like always know what plane I'm on.
Yeah.
Like I always know how it's going.
You always
So,
know how it's
like-
gonna turn out. It's not like trying tequila for the first
Yeah.
time. And you're like, okay, it's gonna be a party. No.
It's like, nope, you're just on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a couple weeks ago. I won't tell the whole story to like save his pride, but like Hayden was like came home a couple weeks ago and he was like just like hammered. And like I go, "Yeah, man, like you how are you feeling last night?" He's like, "Well, I don't think I blacked out. Like I only had a couple beers and then like 5 or like 10 shots of tequila." And I go, "Oh, well, that's what happened." And he's like,
I only had a couple beers
and then
10
he's
shots of
like,
tequila.
"Yeah," and I'm like, "That's definitely the answer." And he's like, "I don't know, I don't think so." And I'm like, "No, it definitely is. If you had
Hey,
that
it was
much
probably
tequila,
the tequila.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
geez.
I don't know, man. Tequila's never done that to me before. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think I don't know, man. I feel like you haven't saved his pride there. I feel like you,
No, there's more to the story that would he probably would prefer I did not tell. It's like the funny
Poor guy.
part, yeah.
We've all had those stories.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it
And it's
happens.
like yesterday there was supposed to be a student protest thing going on at the school.
Oh, really?
And we were gonna meet up with Anella, who's been on the show, I believe.
Oh, of course.
And we
her
were
shout
supposed to,
out.
shout out to Anella in the
Throwback to
early
the
hours.
first episode.
Yeah, they
Who killed it at Rum Runners last night,
yeah,
by the
played
way.
a fucking awesome show.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
This will probably come out a few weeks later, but
Hey,
it was
hey.
good.
We were humming those all the way on the bus ride, and Patrick was getting pissed.
But anyways, so we showed up, and it was just like 20 sad, like really poor-looking students just hobbling down the
Oh,
side of
really?
Cheapside with signs
Like
saying,
sad-looking signs.
"Give us our
too.
money back," and they're just like these half-hearted chants, and they were more like woo girls going down to like
Yeah.
fucking Barney's, you know,
man.
than it
Yep.
was people actually protesting.
Yeah.
So we meet up with Anella, and we're just like, "Yeah, what do we want to do?" So she's like, "Let's go to Outback Shack." And
Yeah.
I had barely eaten anything. I had like half an apple
Yeah.
in the morning because I went vegetarian, so I've been eating like a lot less and different foods lately.
Okay.
So basically, I had a pint of Canadian because you can get it for $4 there.
Yeah.
And it was like liquid breakfast.
Yeah.
And that was all I had, and it hit me so
Oh,
fast,
yeah, it
just that
would.
one pint. And I'm like staggering down from Outback Shack down to the ADC.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh crap, again.
Yeah. I always hate that when you go to Outback Shack for a beer and like
Yeah.
in between classes or whatever, and
And
then
you
you're
gotta
like,
walk
"Oh wow,
back.
this like hit me like way more than I wanted it to hit me."
Well, you go in between classes and you have to drink it fast. too,
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I still have to have like 10 minutes in between so I can pay for my bill because she'll take a while to get here.
Yeah.
So then you just chug it. And
Yeah.
then you're just like dicked all
Yeah.
the way back to class. And you're sitting there and Mike's talking or something. And
Yeah.
you're sitting there like, yeah.
Oh man.
I remember people
Can't
doing.
relate.
I remember people doing like shots last year before classes,
Oh,
and like sitting there and just feeling it before theory.
Yeah.
It's like, I love you, Jeff Christmas. It's like
Before theory too.
Yeah.
Oh man. I remember Nella went on her 19th birthday. She went and like had drinks before our last class at the Outback, and then like she just like kept texting people like, when do you guys want to go to Molly's? Like, I'm pretty buzzed right now. She's just like trying to get through like Chapman's class, like so it's the end of the day, and she
like
can
4
just
in the
like keep
afternoon.
drinking.
She's like, let's go to Molly's.
Yeah, she's like, I'm so drunk, and I just need to get through this.
I'm not gonna stop. It's like once the train's going, it's like you do not stop what's in motion.
Especially on the bus. That's what when we went to awards night and we were like pre-drinking, and then we got to awards night, and I was like, I think everybody's like, I need to keep it like consistent.
Yeah.
Before the party, because we got like 2 hours to sit through these awards, and then.
I remember they were selling tall cans of beer, and I don't know if I can say this, but they weren't IDing, and I wasn't exactly 19 yet.
Yeah, they weren't. I remember I went up and bought Nick one, and then I was like, I think you're good if you just want to go.
Like Jenna had just turned 19, and she went and got a drink, and she's like, they're not IDing, right? I'm like, what? Run to the
There he
ATM.
goes.
Because otherwise, I'm in the bathroom doing shots of Jack Daniels.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, cool. What do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about?
I'm kind of on that
going on,
same
man?
topic though.
Okay.
I'm kind of. It's interesting how much I've started drinking since I started college.
Since he started living with
It's
me.
it's music.
Oh, you kidding? No, man. It was because back in Niagara, I always had to drive places.
Okay.
So I never drank.
Yeah.
But even like that first beer I had on my birthday, 19th birthday, was a Heineken.
Ugh.
And it was like,
Yeah.
this is what all the kids are going crazy for?
All the kids are going crazy for Heineken, man.
You guys
It's
are
fucking delirious in the
idiots.
streets, yeah.
So I just like didn't drink. And
Yeah.
I'd have a few things here and there. And I actually, I tried cider at a local bar cafe called Mate. If you're ever in Niagara, go to Mate. It's a great place.
Please
If you're ever-
sponsor this podcast.
Link in the description. Link in the description.
Yeah.
Or if you're in Welland, go to Black Sheep, High Pipe, Lucas, Yuma Bay.
Let's just talk about all of our favorite bars, and then we'll see what happens.
My favorite bar.
But anyways, so when I got here, it's like, all right, I just got to take the bus. Like, wait a minute. I don't have to drive. I'm getting me a case of Angry Orchard. And then it just...
case?
Angry
well,
Orchard.
oh, yeah, Angry Orchard cider.
Like a
It's
2-4?
no, like, like a 6-pack.
Okay, that's not a case.
Yeah.
That's a 6-pack. There's
You made
a
it
vast difference between
Can you
us.
tell I'm still new at this? But anyways, so
Oh my god.
I probably drank more alcohol in the first 2 months of college than I had in my entire life.
Okay.
Like, and I was like, what happened?
As a 22-year-old. Yeah. Or 20. How old were you?
Yeah. What are you now?
I'm 23. For some reason, I thought I was 25.
What?
I don't know. I was like,
When the strike
I'm
has been
20.
going on
Wait a
too
minute.
long. How old am I?
How long has this stripe been going on? I don't know, like 3 years.
How long have I been here?
it was the start of 2017.
I remember back in Nam.
Oh man.
Back on
that's-
Cheapside.
But I just kept trying new things. It's like, this is cool. This is also cool. Don't like that. Let me try this. And next thing I know, I'm asking my dad and his wife to bring me some of their home brew of wine. And that was gone in the first.
Homebrew.
Oh, yeah, they brew their own wine. It's
Right
pretty
on.
good. It was gone in the first 2 weeks?
That's a,
Week and a half. Yeah.
I had a
3
buddy.
bottles.
Really? That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
gone like that.
I had a
Just
buddy.
and not even like heavy drinking. Like we're just casually
Yeah,
drinking
just-
with
yeah.
dinner and stuff.
Yeah.
Every single dinner, it's like, bring out the wine.
Like I don't heavy drink anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. My stomach can't handle it. I
Yeah.
can't drink beer anymore. Like.
Oh really?
Yeah, like if I'll go to Carrie's and have like a 750 schooner, and by the end of the schooner, I feel so sick. Like
Oh.
I can't do it anymore.
That sucks.
It does. So either I got to find a different alcohol, or I just got to stop drinking.
Yeah.
Like, that's really it.
Oh, that's weird.
That's such a bad thing.
Could be like a barley allergy or something, but I don't
That's
really
I have
know.
that with like Budweiser. If I drink,
But that's Budweiser.
I like Budweiser though, but like if I don't, even like this morning, I had 3 Buds last night,
Yeah.
and like I have like the faintest like little headache.
Yeah.
It's not like killing me, but like it's the worst hangover.
Still
I get.
resonating. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much I drink of
I
it.
usually drink Canadian for domestic.
I usually
but-
drink Canadian now too, or I was drinking James Ready for the last 2 tired. It's not.
It's not
great.
bad. It's
not-
5.5.
It's cheap too. It's
Yeah.
really cheap. That was more of the reason that
It's
I
the
was
upside.
buying it.
When you're in college, you can't be picky. It's
Yeah.
like James Ready, PBR.
yeah,
Be as
pretty
picky as I
much.
want.
Yeah.
Fair.
No, if your funds are low. I had a buddy that was brewing beer a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
It was all right.
It was all right.
He might listen.
Nothing special.
If you're listening, Colin, it was really good.
It was
actually,
really,
I didn't hate it. It was
it's like the
it was
equivalent
actually
of when
okay.
your child makes
Yeah.
like a shitty painting. You're like, this is really great. I'm gonna put this up right on the fridge. Look at that. See, I love that smudge that's supposed to be me with those sticks for my hands. Really great job, Colin.
So much effort.
It wasn't. No, he had a party
Yeah.
a few years ago. He's in the military.
Okay, cool.
He's in North Bay, and it was like he provided all the beer, and it wasn't bad, and it was like it was like free beer basically. It was pretty good. Yeah, he actually, when we were talking about Letterkenny earlier, he was an extra in the last few seasons of Letterkenny.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah, because they were like, they shoot it up there. He's in New York now, but when he was living in North Bay, he would like shoot over there. He's got like a total of like 15 seconds of screen time or something.
That's a lot, actually.
Over the two seasons.
Oh.
Yeah.
15 seconds of being an extra.
Yeah.
Imagine just getting that email. Hey, can you come in for 1 second of
Yeah.
Letterkenny?
$2,000
He filmed like quite a bit,
$20.
but yeah,
or a hot meal.
that's funny. He said he actually gave them a script, and like he like wrote a script or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he put it on the internet because he was like looking at the last casting call they just had, and like some of the words that they used were like words that he used in his script. So he's like, I don't know if they're using my script or like they stole some of it. He's like, but I don't know. He put it on Reddit, and he was like, just in case this happens, I did it first.
Yeah. It's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Gotta copyright that.
Yeah, well, he's like, I don't really care if they use it. He's like, I didn't want it to come out and me not put the script online and then be like, yo, that's like kind of my script. And then I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, if it's there first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's pretty cool.
No, that is neat.
Cool. You guys want to talk about your musics?
Oh,
Yeah,
we
isn't
do
it?
that,
Isn't
don't we?
this what this podcast is?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Erroll, there's no plan with this thing.
Okay.
I hit record and we go. It's been pretty natural. There's been like no weird pauses. You just let it flow.
Sure.
I feel like now you've jinxed it. There's going to be weird pauses. We're just going to be like,
That's
oh
cool.
shit, now there's expectations.
That's where the
Erroll,
editing.
what do you play?
That's where the editing comes in. That's where the editing comes in.
Well, yeah, if you want to talk about like
Yeah.
what you're doing and what we've been doing lately too.
Oh.
You got
Okay.
EPT,
Oh, there's that.
which doesn't stand for anything.
He's a busy man.
It does.
Do you want to
does.
enlighten
does
the
stand for
people?
something?
Whoop, that's a door.
That's a
You sit
doorknob.
up
I
right
put you
here.
guys really far away. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's okay. If we smell, I understand.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's a
but
rough
I-
night
was-
last night.
I washed my hair with Lush. I forget what it's called. But it was. And you won't smell my hair.
Julia was like, "Would you wash your hair with?"
Before the podcast started, we're sitting on the bed and Errol's like, "Man, you gotta smell my hair," and he's like putting his head in my face, and I'm like, "I'm not gonna smell your hair. Get
mi-
rid of it."
You're missing out.
We blew our comedy load before we
Yeah.
even started this. So
Gotta save it.
Yeah. So, anyways, music.
yeah,
I've actually had a band back in Niagara. I'm still in it, but we've been a little on this down low just because I'm out here doing music and everyone else is doing things. And that band is Senegal Astroturf.
Interesting.
There's a story behind that. I had no hand in it. It just happened.
it just happens. What they all say. Sorry, Dad.
But anyways, so it's a 5-piece band of when we all just came together. It's like, what kind of music do we want to make? Let's just make music. So
Yeah.
we didn't have a defined genre, but now I guess we're like progressive post-rock with math. So
I hate math.
You guys solve
Well,
equations and
it's
stuff
'cause you
in your
suck.
songs.
Dead math.
You guys solve equations and stuff in your songs.
that's not what math rock is.
Oh.
Talk.
Oh.
Listen to Species of Trees. There's another shout out for you guys.
I'll probably cut that out.
But like it's progressive. We have we played a show last Thursday in Niagara, and we opened up with a 10-minute song. Like,
Okay.
that's the type of band we are.
Oh, one of those bands.
Like
One of those
7 minutes too long. Man.
Yeah.
Did you have a whoa sandwich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
No,
you
we have
listen
no
to my
woes.
growth at all?
Yeah.
Like
No.
This was
woes.
all this was written before I even came here. Actually really enjoy.
Well, I guess we
Playing
know what he
them.
needs to do. He needs to write a wo sandwich.
Yeah.
Maybe we will in our
right
next
after the 10-minute
the
opener.
third part of our triple album idea we have.
It'll be like your,
triple
your
album.
sellout song.
That's
Yep.
ambitious.
It is, and then we realized that was kind of a bad idea for where we were. It's coming out. If there's any fans of us watching or listening or whatever, both.
I try to do both.
Okay, it's coming out. We're working on the first one, the release. Look for it eventually.
Eventually.
I made that video advertising it. Also, we're on Spotify
right.
and a bunch
Yeah,
of
I
other
was-
things.
I was gonna say,
shout out to
dude.
Senegal Astroturf. Listen to us. That's good. You don't have to.
Plug your music,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
We're here. You may
Yeah,
as
man.
well.
Might as
Yeah,
well.
man.
So that was my first real band or project. The second one was myself and Graham, who was the guitarist in Senegal Astroturf, where we're an improvising ambient duo
Okay.
called Strongarm Juggernaut.
Okay.
I had no say in the name in that one again.
Sounds like you hate all your band names. So
I don't hate the band names. I just hate explaining them.
Fair enough.
It's like,
That is
why did that
fair.
happen? It's like, I don't want to talk
It's
about
like, it's
it.
a name, okay? Just
Yeah.
okay.
It's kind of funny when people say Senegal Astroturf. I don't think of fake African grass anymore. Like, I just think of us.
Is that what that
Yeah.
is?
Senegal, the country in Africa, Astroturf, fake grass.
Oh.
That makes a lot more sense.
There we go.
So
Does EPT have anything to do with Africa and grass?
it doesn't actually.
That'd be
we're-
weird if
we're-
all
we're
these
getting
band
there.
names.
We're getting there.
It's like
So
a country and then a plant after.
yeah, just yeah. So that was very interesting. We would go to shows. We would set up a big setup. Like I would be beside a piano. I'd have my guitar, a bass beside me, and my phone hooked up with some pre-recorded samples on it.
Okay.
And then Graham, he would be at a drum set with a keyboard, also a guitar, and we just like, all right, let's play for half an hour, and we would just start playing music,
And just whatever.
just whatever happens. Like, but it worked for us because we've been playing music together for so long
Yeah,
that
that's interesting.
we don't have to talk. We're just like,
You're just able to sit down and do whatever.
we can feel the music go. It's like, all right, this is where it's going.
Right.
And you
And
have a
then-
lot of places to jump off from too. That
Oh,
you've done
yeah.
Before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Cool.
a lot of ideas. Like, we'll do rehearsals.
Yeah.
where we're just like, this is kind of neat. This is also kind of neat. Just like them, like, practice playing. That was
Right.
basically all it is. Like, half the time, we don't even use the ideas we come up in rehearsal. We might start, and, like, in the first 5 minutes, we're done that. We're just going to move on to something completely different.
Right.
So I
That's really interesting.
I like how organic it is.
Yeah.
And that's actually on SoundCloud if you have 80 minutes to kill.
80 minutes.
80 minutes.
We did 2 40-minute sets, and we recorded that one live. That was pretty
Man, you
interesting.
could listen to like the entire Madonna discography in 80 minutes.
You probably
Why would
could.
I?
Like, that's just one album of just
If
us
I had to
playing
pick, like Madonna, Strongarm Juggernaut.
Yeah, well, one's probably gonna sound a lot better when you're high. So, just putting that out there. I wouldn't know.
Madonna sounds
I don't do drugs.
great on
Drugs are bad.
any kind of
Drugs
drugs.
are bad, okay? Yeah.
I heard.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So after that, then I actually started progressing with my solo stuff as well. But being just me, it was very difficult to have people together. I like the guys in Senegal Astroturf, but I kind of wanted to keep this strictly to myself.
Right.
So that's why I didn't ask anyone from them to join my band. Although maybe, I don't know. It depends on how things go. But I have a band now for that, for the time being. And it's actually Patty B's my second guitarist.
Well, hey, Mo,
Oh,
B's.
wow.
What?
The o-
Hi,
the
I'm in
only
that.
Patty
Full
B.
circle.
I'm the only one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And just because I've had these songs for years, just like written in a program, Guitar Pro on my computer.
Yeah.
And just like ideas and hearing it come together like live. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm so happy right now.
Yeah.
And just like, I wrote this, I made this, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's alive.
Yeah.
It's like Frankenstein over the monsters. Like, holy crap, what did I just do?
Yeah.
I'm playing God here.
Yeah.
But it was such a happy feeling
Mhm.
because it was so like satisfying. 5 years I've had some of that material.
Yeah.
And it's just coming to
Hearing
life
it all
now.
come together. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Wow.
It's pretty magical, man.
Oh, it's so
Just
magical.
sitting there playing, and Errol's face is just lighting up like a Christmas tree. It's beautiful. It's touching. It's touching.
Every time we finish like a set, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Is it just you two, or is there other?
We
There's,
have Joshua Card on bass and
Okay.
Matt Neitzel.
Matt Neitzel on
drums.
drums.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
For now, yeah, he might stick with us. We're in between right now.
yeah.
Right.
'Cause he's
Hey.
got personal space too.
Drummers are rough, man.
Drum- well, I was so happy just to have Matt for that time being. Like even if the whole thing falls through, just for that time being of
It
doing
was a
that.
lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Geez. I'm so happy like you guys think that because it's not exactly simple music. Oh jeez, I'm gonna sound like a pretentious dick here.
It's not exactly orthodox.
it really isn't.
It
The
is
way-
unorthodox.
The way I write stuff, it just isn't the same. You think of like, okay, this guy's playing this chord, so the bass has to play the root note of that chord. I'm doing inversions here.
Yeah.
Like to the point, if let's say the chord progression is A to B, the bass would playing B to A over
Right.
top of that. It's like, why? I
This
don't
is
know.
like the,
It sounds fantastic. I think so.
He's like the musical equivalent of the subreddit I am very smart.
I'm trying my best not to sound like a douche here. Please don't like throw me under a bus.
I'm gonna do an edit of this to promote it, and it's just gonna make Erroll sound like a total dick.
Thanks.
Take everything out of context.
That's my
Everything he said that could come across as asshole.
Yeah.
that's my entire
Yeah.
life. It's like people just. I'll say one thing that's totally genuine. It's like, why'd you say that? It's like, sorry, don't hate me. It's
I get a lot of like people think I'm being like sarcastic
Yeah.
because I'll talk in this like dry tone, but I'm just not. You know what I mean? Like you're like, hey, Caleb, what's up? I'm like, not a lot, Patty. You? And he's like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with Caleb? Like, sorry, that's just how that came out of my mouth.
What do they do to him? Oh no. No, I don't mind playing Errol's music though. Like it's fun. It's not simple by any means,
Right.
but it's still fun. And
That's
it
good
keeps
for
me on my
you
toes.
though. Yeah, I was just
I know,
gonna
like if I
say.
have a smile on my face when I'm playing something, it's
Yeah.
probably a good song.
Not like a look of concern.
Yeah, well, it throws me back too, because like, it's the whole time I'm like,
Yeah.
It's like, what's next?
You just feel like you're running downhill, and you're like, I don't know how I'm keeping up right
I
now.
don't know how I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. In high school, I used to be in a band that was like kind of rock. I don't know, math rocky sort of.
You were just Prog.
It was Prog, yeah.
From what you showed me, at
It
least.
was a really weird mix because my one friend who actually just moved in near us now, he played gent.
Okay.
So he was a big degent head.
Yes.
Degentleman. Then the other guy, he started off playing like classic rock on guitar,
Okay.
like Queen, Eric Johnson kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then he switched over to bass and played exclusively slap bass.
Nice.
And then like there's me who's like I'm super into like Coheed and Cambria,
Yeah.
and then like Maroon 5, Ed Sheeran, like
Yeah.
everything that's polar opposites.
Yeah.
And then our drummer who was just a Twinkie. But anyways, so I really like playing that style of music. It was really fun. I
Yeah.
haven't done anything like that in a really long time.
Right.
So getting to do this now with Erroll, and I've got something kind of in the works with Nick DeSalvia too. And
Yeah.
he was playing bass. We had a
Yeah.
first year drummer.
Man, everybody keeps taking my band members. Just
I know,
gonna throw
sorry,
that
man.
out there.
That's what happens when you have really good band members, you know.
It's
You
true. It's
gotta-
what happens when you're the best. Everybody wants your members.
I didn't even take him. They came up to me.
Oh,
and
it's
like,
about you, isn't it?
Erroll looked at me like, is this guy fucking serious right now?
This is about you.
they came up to me. They're like, "Oh yeah, man, like we want to play your songs." I'm like, "I don't want to play my songs with the band. So how about we write new songs?" Yeah,
Fair enough.
because I don't know. It's like your songs are your babies, and it's
Right.
like I don't want to make them super rocky or anything. It's like I just
Right.
really
You
enjoy.
have the vision.
Well, I just enjoy being me on an acoustic guitar. And it's like,
Yeah.
if we're gonna do anything, it's like maybe a cello or a cajon
Right.
or something like that.
Yeah.
So we ended up writing some new stuff. So I'm hoping that project kind of evolves a bit more as time
Right.
goes on.
What's your vision for that?
Where it was just a lot of like, it was like math rock basically,
Okay.
but it was really cool. A lot of big majestic chords,
Right.
and some Devin Townsend sounding
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a lot different than what I usually play or have been playing for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
But it feels great getting back into just like writing riffs and writing
Yeah.
kind of song structures and then just putting it together with everybody like one big clusterfuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the most fun about songwriting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the evolution of it is definitely really cool. Like
Yeah.
what you were just saying earlier.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like having like whatever was in your head, and then it's like the one song that we're doing I wrote like a year and a half ago.
Right.
And then I kind of forgot about it, but I found the demo and I was like, hey, we should do this. And like everybody was like, okay. And then like it somehow like it just like wasn't great. And then one day we like fixed stuff and we played it and like we stopped playing it and then like Hayden was like, I think we just like all came together on this song. Like it just eventually like clicked and then like went perfectly. And then everybody's like, this is like one of our favorite songs. Like it works out.
Okay.
And this is like super cool for me because it's one of the only songs we have that I brought into the band. So it's like kind of cool to be like, well, I wrote this in my room.
So the rest of you guys all kind of wrote together?
Yeah. And like they all like write their parts and stuff. Like I don't
Yeah.
ever tell anybody what to do, but like it's just cool to like have a song from.
Like with Erroll, it's like we just show up. He's like, here's what you're playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have charts for them, like sheet music.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like all Guitar Pro stuff.
Yeah.
We just jam out with an acoustic and he shows me what I'm doing and it's
Cool.
not too bad.
Yeah.
I'm lucky because like I can play electric parts on like an acoustic fairly easily.
Right.
Like even just like I found when I was in high school, I just played mostly acoustic all the time.
Right.
So I got really good at just doing lead and stuff on acoustic.
Right.
So I noticed a lot of people don't do a lot of like bending or like tremolo and stuff.
Yeah.
On acoustic. That's one of those things that like every time I pick up a guitar, I just gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a trem.
Gotta do a little trim.
Man, gotta fucking wiggle that shit.
That's like post rock 101. It's like if you can't trem, don't play post rock.
Yeah.
What's the plan moving forward with your solo stuff?
I want to get in the studio here.
Yeah.
Shortly. I was hoping to get into it during the strike, but things just didn't really work out.
Right.
Not a lot of motivation. Haven't been able to get everything together
Mm-hmm.
to get in and do that. I started recording beds over the summertime.
Okay.
Back home, we have a studio. My mom's a recording engineer.
Okay.
So we started working on some stuff there, and then I kind of brought it with me. But now all of a sudden, my vision for some of the songs I was working on is completely changed.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't want to use these anymore.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get in and redo it.
Yeah.
Next week, a bunch of second years are
I saw
setting
that.
up that whole thing. They're going to be recording like an MIA compilation album. And my name got on the list.
Yeah.
So I think it's like Mike Donaldson, Nick Fetchison,
Yeah.
Nolan Peake, which is all very, very talented people.
That's very great.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Plus, when you get in the studio, you can you start like ironing out those like small details of like what to put where.
And once you get one song done too, I think that's kind of like the stepping stone forward. If you're getting everything done or getting an EP together. Yeah. By the end of the year, I'd like to have an EP ready to release. Yeah. Get social media kind of on the go.
Yeah.
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 Like we're staying in London next year too, whether or not we do APP.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to just start marketing and playing more shows.
Yeah. That's that's what's great about London. I mean, it slows down in the summertime though, because like so much of your audience kind of leaves, but it's not a bad
build
thing
a new one
because you can start. Yeah.
That's true.
But you can just start getting it gives you some time to get your shit together. So then like when September hits, you can kind of, hit it. And yeah, cool.
Man.
Are you keeping like on the record or on the EP or whatever would be like, are you like, what do you think about adding to your sound? Do you think about adding anything in terms of it being recorded?
In terms of recording, like I have a lot of ideas for production. I like the way I do it live, the way it is. Like that's fine, but I definitely want to bring in a lot of different elements, even like programming, bring in more orchestral instruments, cello, violin, if I can find the people to do it. Yeah. Rearrange one song piano instead of guitar. I kind of want to go a City and Color route with a lot of it, which would be really cool. Yeah. One of their, not like Little Hell, the one after that. I don't know how familiar you are with.
I know all of. I'm not sure of like the order of the discography, but I do know
the newer albums, the newer stuff they've put out has kind of like a grungy indie sound.
Yeah, like the Hurrier and the Harm, and
and even the guitar tones are all like a lot more that grunge sound. Yeah. I'm kind of digging that right now. I'd love to kind of play around with that. Yeah. I've got a Hollow Body Ibanez actually. And it's one of the Artcore series. Cool. And you put that through just like a overdrive, and it's so fucking
it's
dirty.
cool.
Yeah,
nice.
I know, it sounds awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, you got something to capture for sure. Yeah, you got like a whole mystique.
The mystique of Tiny B.
Yeah.
B in his toucan shirt.
Yeah. It's actually like 20 cans, but like whatever. I'll let it slide. Rim shot.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I'm excited to hear it.
No, I'm looking forward to getting some stuff out.
You were one
We'll
of my
have to-
favorite showcase performances.
Oh, thanks, man.
Performances.
Well, yeah, you have to have me back on
Yeah.
and play a few songs sometime, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a acoustic lunch online somewhere, don't you?
From last year.
You like
yeah.
it or no?
Sound wasn't amazing.
No,
from
I don't
it.
know if I
mean,
listened to
you
it.
could always link it.
It was
if you
mine
wanted,
was yeah, I wasn't like super stoked with mine. I was
No.
thinking about doing it again, putting some stuff together.
Yeah. Well, let me
But
know.
like
me and
solo
Ella run that.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
just let me know, man. Get you in for next term.
It was fun though.
Yeah,
it
I
was,
will
like,
say that
good-
it was fun to go down there and do it.
It was good to just do. Cuz last year I really had to push myself to start doing stuff.
Yeah.
Which it's been helpful now with the band because it's like, okay, I really need to like start making stuff happen.
Yeah, it was harder for me because like I was 18 all last year.
Right,
So even there was a
yeah.
lot. I couldn't go out to a lot of places. I couldn't do stuff.
That's frustrating.
So that was a big part of just not really having any motivation
Yeah.
to do that. Now it's like, okay, no excuses. I'm 19. I live on my own. I can get out and do this.
Yeah.
Stuff now. So I just kind of want to get out there and start doing it.
Yeah, that's been the like we have to just like go out and like anybody I talk to, where it's like, man, like we're looking for shows and like you guys got to go out to shows and then talk to whoever played. Like, I'm like, true, like fair enough.
It's tough
Okay.
too, like doing cold calls and shit like that.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to. It's just awkward. It's like,
'Cause-
hi, my band wants to play.
Yeah, it's like,
Could
hey, can you
pay
take a
us money?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like, can you take a
jeez.
chance on us, maybe? And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Take a chance on
Really?
me.
Especially because if you're like so new and you don't even have anything to show, you just have to be like, please, like, just you have to trust me that if you book me, it's gonna be a good show. And like,
I guess you can send videos and stuff too. But
yeah,
Like I know we were. I'm in a band with Tasman as well.
Yeah.
A bunch of other people, and we were taking videos to send to Brandon Eady from Rum Runners.
yeah.
So hopefully that's something we'll be doing in
Yeah.
the near future because that'd be really cool. I'd like to
Yeah,
play that stage.
yeah. I was talking to him last night
Oh yeah.
because we like been contacting him obviously, and I sent him like a really early demo of our one song. So I was like, this is like a really early demo, but like, yeah.
Probably
but-
once you get the music video finished.
Yeah. So like he.
Are you talking about that right now?
I mean, not really, but it's fine.
It's
We'll,
on the download.
we'll gloss over it.
We'll edit that in post.
Yeah, but he's like, he doesn't like really, he'll get your email, but he won't like really answer you.
Okay.
And I'm just like get anxiety ridden about that kind of stuff.
So maybe I suck. Maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't like our music. Maybe we're never gonna play Rum Runners. We're never gonna get anywhere.
And then I talked to him last night, and then like Nick, being Nick, like Nick's like kind of twitchy with stuff, right? So
Yeah.
he's like, man, we gotta go talk to him. Let's go talk to him right now. I'm like, man, just relax. Be cool, man." And then so like we had this whole thing where I was like, we'll go back to the bar and buy a drink, and then because he was just sitting at the bar, I was like, then we'll talk to him. And so he's like, Nick's like, okay, cool, I'll buy you a beer, we'll do it. So like, we walk back to the bar,
Cool,
and
free
then
beer out of it,
some
man.
dude just like walks up and then starts talking to him. I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool, never mind. So we just kind of like hang out for a bit, and then Nick's like, I'm gonna go interrupt his conversation. And I'm like, yeah, that's great, that'll totally work. That'll look really good on us if you go interrupt his conversation. So you're like, hey man, do you remember my band? If you like, that'll be awesome. So I'm like, no.
I know
I'm
you're
like,
having a conversation right now, but I need you to listen to me for a
yeah.
second.
So like literally just before we go, he was alone again. I just walk up to him. He's like, "Hey man, like what's up? I meant to talk to you earlier. Like blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Everything's cool." He just like doesn't. He's like, "I got your emails, you know, like whatever. Everything's fine." So I'm like,
whatever,
okay.
man.
Yeah, you just can't be like. I guess you just have to like trust.
Do you find it's like hard to read sometimes with book like
Yeah,
show promoters and
yeah,
stuff, too?
man. Even
Yeah.
like the Fitz Ray show we played, I thought we just like didn't have the show because like
Right.
I booked it and then I emailed them like a follow up. Not like didn't hear anything. Went to like their Facebook page. There was an event and we weren't on it. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? And then I come home the day of like the morning of the show and it was like Fitz Ray's tagged you in a post. And it was like tonight, like blah blah blah, and Lost Arts, and I'm like, okay, so I guess we're playing. So,
So you didn't even know?
No, I didn't even know until the day of, right? So we're like, fuck, and then so we go, and it was fine. Like our sets, like we know our set. It wasn't like, oh fuck, what are we gonna do, kind of thing. So we go and we play a show, and they're like, that was fucking
So you
awesome.
was telling me you guys got heckled while you were playing, or
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Some
So
guy in
like
back?
so like the show went like good. Like the promoter and like the owner and stuff loved us. Like we're playing
Right.
again at the end of the month. And but I guess yeah, like Cam, Carl, Josh and Luke came.
Okay.
And yeah, they said when we were playing, there's these two dudes behind them just like heckling us. They were just like, I don't know exactly what they were saying, but like basically like I was just saying stuff like, oh, like this is our third show, so we just want like thanks everybody for coming out and like sticking around and stuff.
Right.
And I guess the guy was like, oh, like obviously like clearly it's their third show, like this makes sense. And I was like, oh, like cool, like we got a couple more songs, and they just like, oh, these guys are still playing, like stuff like that. I think that's hilarious because
Probably
like
just a couple of drunks in
not
the back.
everybody's gonna like you,
No.
and because the owners like want us back less than a month than like that we've played
You
there.
know that enough people did like.
Yeah,
you,
that I was
yeah.
just like whatever, and like we left being like I think that was out of the 3 shows, I think like this was the best one, which is
Yeah.
good. Like so. I just thought that was funny. I was like, whatever. Like, not everybody's gonna like you, and
It's
I
a good
think
lesson to
that's,
learn too.
yeah, it's almost like humbling to be like, oh, because like we thought the show went great and like people liked it, but there's also these 2 guys there that
just
fucking,
fucking hated it, yeah.
So it's kind of like okay,
But it's like that's okay because like
Yeah.
they still played great.
yeah, and like that happens, but and it's not like they were like, boo, you guys suck. That would have been a whole nother challenge to overcome. But
Well, that's when
whatever.
you're just gonna play with it and just make it into stage banter.
Yeah, which like that's tough.
Yeah.
Stage banters.
Stage banter is really hard.
It's weird.
Like, and
It's
I
really
remember
weird.
like doing the showcase a while ago, and I haven't had to do stage banner, and like I didn't had to do stage banner in probably a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh boy, I actually have to think of things to say in
Yeah.
between songs, and I feel like it just came off kind of like twitchy and like.
Yeah, well, that was
Yeah.
like the one. I mean, I know you and I already had this conversation because I was like, you're like a totally different guy when you're singing your songs,
Right.
but then like you're so naturally yourself also that like,
between,
yeah, that's what was like weird about it
Just
because
goes
you would
from,
like, Patty would sing this like fucking like heartbreaking song and it'd be so intense and everybody'd be like, oh my god, and then he would just
yeah.
be like. Quirky Patty afterwards, and everybody was like, "What the fuck? You're really messing with my emotions right
I know,
now."
it's like I literally just tore my heart out. And I'm like, oh yeah, fucking
Yeah,
sorry I was sad,
yeah.
guys. Anyways, this is a song about hating your fucking hometown.
Yeah, it was so weird.
And then I just ripped my heart out again. It's like, ah.
We were all just like, this is so good, but also I don't know what to think.
There's emotion.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Just a roller coaster. Yeah, it's definitely something that comes naturally over time. It's just really hard to know what to say, and it's almost different with each audience.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and you have to deal with that. Like, if you say something and like nobody like reacts to it, you have to like roll out of that and stuff.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
When in doubt, just tough crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, blame the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your guys'
This
fault.
crowd sucks.
Man,
right?
I knew I should have put a plant in the crowd this
Yeah.
time. Jeez.
Yeah, I gotta bring like 3 or 4 plants with you, and then
Yeah.
you're good to go.
It's like all across the room.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
literal plants. Like you got like a sunflower just like right in the middle.
not
of
like
it.
people
jeez.
that will cheer for you, like actual plants.
Somebody's like, who put this fucking hostage?
Yeah.
here? Like,
Why are there hostas in here right now?
Oh,
Who brought this shrub?
That's kind of our band's dream to like play in a forest, at least like a stage that's just covered in trees.
Really?
play in like a medical marijuana greenhouse.
No,
That'd be so cool.
that's like I don't want to be typecast as that type of band. It's like, yeah, we're a prog band. We're always stoned.
Can you imagine if you just
No,
did like a
Just, like,
music
some
video
of
in a
us
medical
are.
marijuana greenhouse
That'd be pretty funny.
and like just like had the giant Tupperware bins full of like kilos of weed? He's like playing in it like
Yeah.
snow.
that would
like-
smell so bad.
Your skin would just be permeated with the scents of
yeah.
cannabis.
You like
for,
yeah. You'd be like
a week.
sticky. Yeah.
Oh,
Like a weed stick.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that'd
Even
be
if it was
so
just like
strange.
fake weed, like oregano. You just
Yeah.
like oregano.
Just
fire.
playing an
I
oregano.
would play around in oregano.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so weird.
Greenhouse full of medical oregano.
We should pitch that to it. You guys heard about the Saddle Dome yet? I don't know if I'm
No.
supposed to say anything about it.
I haven't.
Luke from first year and Josh live together. They're setting up like a little house show because they want to do it next year. Well,
Right.
Luke wants to do it next year, so it's like a test run. They're doing a test run show.
Kind of like the Tars last year.
Yeah, they live on Calgary Street though.
I
So
know, they're a lot
think,
further
I
away.
think they're setting up like a shuttle though.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Okay.
like Josh is just gonna like shuttle people from the school
Huh.
to, which isn't a bad idea because like it's not close enough to walk to. So like
It's a lot of driving though, and like that's gas money that either he's sacrificing or he needs to make
he
up.
did the math on it.
Did he?
I think Josh is fine. I don't think he's worried about the money
yeah.
about it. Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd be down to go to that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good lineup, so I mean, you should for sure.
So, I have an inkling of who might be there. Yeah. Okay. Shit.
But yeah, that should be fun. But I'll tell him to get oregano. And or just a lot of weed to play around with.
You don't have oregano, just get weed.
You guys need plants and marijuana. And or oregano.
So you walk in and it's like just like gladiolas and hydrangeas and just like pot plants in between. So you're like, oh, these smell really nice. What the fuck?
It's so dank in here.
So
Is there a skunk down here?
Did a skunk like spray himself with like Calvin Klein? I don't know. What smells flowery?
I don't
Calvin
know.
Klein?
I don't even know.
That's like a manly musk.
I don't know. Axe.
No, Axe is gross, man.
Have you ever
Axe is so
smelled a
gross.
gladiola that smelled like Axe?
No.
I don't think I've ever.
I don't use cologne. Should I?
Cologne?
Can you imagine a flower that just smelled like a grade 7 boy after gym class?
I tried to. My cousins are like. My one cousin's 13, so he like loves to use Axe, and I'm like, just don't, man.
Women don't like it.
It's
at all.
gross.
Remember
It's
when they released the
gross.
Axe chocolate spray?
Yeah.
Oh my god, they had it at the dollar store.
I had that. It was gross.
But you had it.
I went through an Axe phase. I didn't buy it. I never bought Axe. It was always just like given to me.
That same here.
But,
Yeah, even
like-
like I have all Old Spice stuff, and it's just like I get it in gift baskets. for
Yeah,
Christmas.
my grandma every year gives me like she'll give me all my gifts, and then just like in one of them is like a thing of Axe. I'm like, why do you think I still use this? I don't.
Just use it as like Febreze whenever it smells in the house.
Yeah, you
just walk
just-
around with your
oh,
finger like on the
gross.
nozzle.
Oh, just make it smell worse.
Oh, that's
People
good.
come in and
Yeah.
just start like coughing.
Yeah.
It's like fucking mustard gas.
Oh, that would be so brutal.
Coughing up blood.
Yeah, no, like you probably would though if you sprayed enough of it.
If you just like straight up took an aerosol can of Axe and just like, you'd probably end up coughing up blood. I would not be surprised.
That's
at all.
gross.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you guys to close this thing out.
All right.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna pitch it to you in a way, and then I'll explain to you what it means.
Okay.
So what are you guys high on right now? And what by that I mean you can either answer both versions of this or just one. So basically just like what music are you really into right now, like
Okay.
obsessed with, or anything not music related that you've just been like super into right now.
Crack. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crystal,
say that.
Crystal meth.
Right. The worst drug you can possibly imagine. No. Erroll, you want to go first?
I don't.
He doesn't. Do you need time to think?
Oh,
What bands are you like super into right now that you want the people to know about?
Oh, boy. It's kind of all over the place. I haven't really picked up anything new recently. The newest stuff I picked up was Mother Falcon, which
Okay.
is the big...
The Snapchat story account for Fanshawe?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's where all
Not
the
that,
drunk
no.
people send their titty pics to
Oh.
and stuff. You don't even have it? I thought you would know. That's why I said it.
I've never heard
There's a
this.
Snapchat account called Mother
Take out the phone
Falcon,
and
and that's where like
immediately go to it.
all the Fanshawe bros like send their party photos to, but like there's usually like some like inappropriate pictures, I'll say, on there.
Okay, so this is
So
But
when my
anyway.
girlfriend goes through my Snapchat,
Yeah.
she's like, "What's Mother Falcon?" I don't know.
Julie and I will always be like, "Yo, there's a big pair of titties on that Mother Falcon." But anyway, sorry, the
Yeah.
band Mother
Yeah.
Falcon.
It's like a big orchestral run. Basically led by I think 2 people. I haven't really done a whole lot of research. I just like the music,
Okay.
and it's just really interesting because they'll use all these instruments like that. The guy the vocalist, he'll use like a cello or a guitar. I think occasionally a mandolin, and it sounds like folky, but it's I don't know. I just really like the feel of it, and I listen to it. And it's like.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. Probably one band I've been constantly listening to is a band called Me Without You, which is very.
I think I know of that.
Oh, well, you would have seen me wear the shirt and or talk about them before. It's interesting to say how much I like them for the lyric content because I don't listen to lyrics.
Oh, really?
I'm the type of guy that I just listen to it all. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
listen to like the musical details.
Yeah.
But this guy is like, he's a poet.
Okay.
He
That's
really is.
interesting.
Like you read the lyrics and it's like, what the heck does that mean?
Yeah.
And you do the research. It's like, what? So, but the music itself goes fantastic.
Yeah.
With the lyrics, and it's just like, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have also been moving into the pop scene a little bit, just a little bit. I would
Just a smidge.
just a
A
smidge.
little dollop
Yeah.
of the.
So we were down.
Kimbra was the one on my radar that I was listening to a little bit.
Okay.
She had the album Vows, and that was my introduction to pop so far.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're playing with Alenka too, right?
Yes, that's interesting.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I do like it because it's like having a job. It's like, say I was hired to play guitar, so I'm going to do that, and it's been pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, it's just like I'm playing country rock with Tasman, and like I never thought I'd play that. in my
Right,
life, but
yeah.
I actually have a lot of fun doing it. Like, it's
Yeah.
really
life
cool.
is strange.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know what I've been listening to for music recently. Like I always go through phases. Like kind of grade
Yeah.
12, beginning of college, I was into like a lot of instrumental prog, like Polyphia, Chon, David Maxim, Michik, Intervals, kind of bands
Right.
like that. Pliny. That was kind of what I was into for a really long time because I kind of had my metal phase.
Right.
And then it just kind of switched back into like Hozier, Ed Sheeran,
Okay.
1975.
Okay.
Who else? I was listening to Young the Giant a ton in
Okay.
the summertime because
Yeah.
I'd never heard them until last year. And
Right.
apparently, like, just fantastic band.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that went under my radar for so long. Right now, I've been on a huge nostalgia kick though.
Okay.
Like listening to a lot of songs from the '90s, early 2000s. The other night, we were listening to like Great Big Sea, Bare Naked Ladies,
Oh, nice.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Nice.
Had some Chantal Kriviazic blasting
Oh,
from
right.
like early 2002. I
Right
think.
on.
Like, just yeah. And even like we're doing, we have our production project, our creative cover,
Yep.
and I'm doing mine with Nick.
Okay.
And we ended up picking "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go" by
Oh,
Wham.
yeah.
And we're doing like some sort of metal cover of it.
Right.
We already kind of started figuring it out. We want to
Right.
feature Spinny on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So just
hilarious.
a lot of really like classic like 80s, 90s, whatever.
Yeah.
I just haven't really been listening to anything new.
Huh.
It's just on that nostalgia kick
Yeah.
right now. And even with Gord Downey passing, a little bit of the hip,
Hip.
which is I was never a big hip fan when like they were big, like when
Right.
everybody else was listening to them.
Right.
But now, well, they were big in the '90s. So
Yeah.
I wasn't even alive, but like I wasn't into them while he was alive, basically.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like, oh, Gord Downey's dying, and it's like, oh, maybe I should listen to them.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. For some reason, I just never liked his vocals.
Oh, really?
And I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but I always
Yeah.
thought he sounded like a goat.
Okay.
And like I always called him I always called him the Tragically Sheep.
Oh.
Because yeah.
Okay.
Because he just sounded like a goat. I don't know. But the more I listened to it, like, and I started listening to the lyrics,
Yeah.
and just like the message behind everything, and how much pride the guy had for his country too.
Yeah.
Like, really beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I wish. And the Leafs have been doing really well this year.
Yeah.
And it would have been really nice if they won the cup before
Yeah.
Gord Downey passed
Yeah.
away. I think.
Yeah.
But
You think they will?
Sad.
well, they usually start strong and
yeah.
then blow the series. Don't make it to the playoffs.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. I remain cautiously optimistic though. All my teams are doing okay so far. The Patriots are still doing good. The Leafs are doing good. I only watch football and hockey. So
Oh, big sports guy, are you?
no.
I'm not sports.
Sports.
I
I
live with my brother and Drew and Zane, and they're like big sports guys.
Yeah.
And I was like,
No, I
think,
barely watch sports. I got into football last year because I lived with my uncle. But
yeah, that was like I kind of like I didn't like get into football, but like I got to the point where I actually like understood what was going on,
yeah, exactly.
and I could like watch a game. But I like never understood it, so I was like, and it's so slow. Like it can be
I know
so
it's
slow,
like
so
play,
it's like
stop,
yeah,
play, stop, 20 seconds, play,
Yeah.
penalty,
yeah,
stop, injury, stop. It just takes so fucking long to get to like the first down, and I'm like, oh my god, finally we're
Yeah.
here! Holy shit! It's like the third quarter, man. Like,
Yeah.
how
yeah.
I don't know. Sports just don't capture my attention that great.
Yeah.
Like,
I could never get into them.
I like
I
hockey
didn't mind
because it's
playing them,
fast-paced,
but like I played soccer forever.
Soccer's
and I
cool.
liked playing soccer, but like I don't really like watching.
Yeah, same boat as
Soccer.
you. Like
Yeah.
I'll play, but I don't care to watch.
Yeah.
I don't even
follow.
get sports games, even like FIFA, NHL.
Oh, really?
I never enjoyed them.
Yeah.
The only NHL game I ever played was NHL '96 for the Sega Genesis.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, like that old. That was the
Yeah.
last time I played an NHL game.
That's hilarious.
Great game, by the way. Like I said, great console. I will stand by the Sega Genesis. Like my favorite console. But yeah, that was the last
No
time.
Mario Super Strikers?
Nah, man.
What?
That was GameCube, right?
GameCube, yeah, and also Wii.
Yeah, no, I didn't have a GameCube. Sega Genesis for the win, man. I'm like dating myself. I'm still only 19, but like
I'm dating myself way back to before when I was born.
I was like my brothers are 30 and 28, right? So
Oh,
like,
really?
They were kind of that era where they had the Sega Genesis, and then I got it when they weren't around because they were only home every other week
Right.
on the weekend. So we had the Sega Genesis. So I just played a shitload of Sonic and stuff.
That's
Even
funny.
now, like I've got my 3DS in my backpack. Like,
Yeah.
I was rocking Sonic 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have my original DS in my backpack.
Whoa.
All right then.
Call back to 2007.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking Picto Chat,
Yeah.
man. Remember like
That was the
school bus rides? Everybody's
stupidest
on
thing
Picto
ever.
Chat. Writing,
Really?
like- yeah, everybody be on the bus and they'd all be like writing poop and boobies and like, you know, Mr. Edwards is a bitch and stuff like that.
For us, the challenge was to fill up the entire space. just a black square.
Oh my
It's like,
god.
what are we doing with our lives?
We used to draw a lot of penises.
Of course
Like
you did.
a lot of
Back in the
penises.
day.
Like Jonah Hill Superbad,
Yeah.
a lot of penises, you know?
Very detailed
You could-
penises.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining like every little detail into the scrotum and like every little raggly hair.
Gotta get this vein just right.
There's you know who Jimmy Tacho is? He's like a
Vaguely.
YouTube star, but he's got a show on Netflix right now called American Vandal. It's like it's got like 8 episodes, and the whole thing just follows that somebody drew like spray painted dicks all over the teachers' cars, and the whole show is just.
Oh,
trying
that's
to
an actual show? I thought that was a parody when I saw it.
It's a real
Wait,
show.
who drew the dicks?
Yeah, that's
the whole
the
show.
point of the
That's
show.
an actual
Somebody
show.
drew dicks all
Honestly,
over a
it's
teacher's car,
actually
yeah.
fucking hilarious.
No,
Oh
well,
my
I saw the
goodness.
preview for it online, and I thought it was like a college humor
No,
thing. Like
it's
I
a
thought that was just.
It's a real show, and it's actually super funny.
I think
That's
Netflix.
bad marketing.
There was
You
a
should
post
check it
called
out.
Netflix is a joke or something.
Oh,
Posted
yeah.
it, and I was like, oh, this is obviously satire.
No, it's real.
And holy shit!
Honestly,
it's
it's
called
real.
American Vandal.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's honestly
Oh.
super interesting.
I know what I'm
Honestly.
watching when I
Yeah,
get home from
check it
D&D
out.
tonight.
Check it out.
Shit. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, you should check it out.
There's dicks everywhere.
Dicks everywhere.
Everywhere.
And on that note,
On that note,
we can call it. You guys good? You got anything else you want to say? Promote?
dicks
You guys
everywhere.
can send me links.
I never actually talk
afterwards.
about EPT.
Oh, true.
It's okay.
Well, I mean, EPT is it? I'll talk about it in the intro outro. Unless you have something that you want to say about EPT.
It's just a fun little experimental jazz trio.
It's good.
Really all it is.
It'll be at Share the Land
It's a fun time.
2018.
Probably. A&R will let you know.
Yeah. A&R will let you. I mean, I'm marketing.
I'll talk to Alex.
This
I don't know.
is marketing, I guess. There you go.
I guess so.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there
Yeah,
we go.
come
We're
to Share the
plugging
Land.
in all the
Plug in,
bands.
Share the
here.
land.
Yeah, definitely.
This is not a good plug, but Share the
Yeah.
Land's the thing.
Share the Land's a thing. Yeah, you should definitely market that more as we get into it.
Yeah, for
there.
sure. Okay.
Use everything you can.
Yeah, I'll use carrier pigeons and a skywriter,
Owls.
owls,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
I would
Owls.
just love to have a pet owl.
What about like message rats like they used in the war? They like
Oh.
dial
That
them
was a
out.
thing?
Yeah, like the Soviets or something used
Yeah.
rats to like send messages across the trenches.
And then they would just get distracted by peanut butter.
You think there was peanut butter in the trenches?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what was in the trenches. Rotten
Yeah,
foot,
but-
rotten trench
Yeah.
foot and mustard gas.
Yeah.
This is really bad because today's Remembrance Day, but like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Make sure we'll take an extra moment.
Yeah. take a
lest
moment
lest
of
we forget. Just leave
silence.
2 minutes of silence. At
Yeah.
the end of the episode, please.
Yeah, take that out. Just like leave that. It's like just take a moment now.
Ooh. It's okay. This won't get released on Remembrance
Yeah,
Day. Though,
yeah,
so
it's not
fine.
coming out today.
Is it?
So
But now they know.
Yeah.
Just redact that a little bit.
Cue the bagpipes.
Oh my god. All right, guys. Thanks.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a ton for having us, man.
Anytime.
lot of
Come
fun.
again. Come again.
Always.
Really?
Patty B can come again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Dicks.